Hey there, everybody. I have a question for the recruiters in the room, and it's, are you hiring? Now, I ask because I see a lot of businesses, especially in Southwest Florida, are hiring right now. I've been resharing posts from a ton of different businesses in the area. And the reason why I'm putting this together is because I see a lot of you putting things out there. I'm glad that you're using the social media platforms, but I see a lot of mistakes going on with the way that you post. And it's not because they're so terrible, it's just they're not really connecting with people. So, by that, what I mean is these are kind of the main issues that I see. I go on Instagram, I go on LinkedIn, and a lot of times when I come across these job postings, they're either just postings or maybe you have like a still image that says we're hiring, or if you are saying, hey, we use video, it's a kind of a generic video that says like we're hiring or this is the perfect job. But the reason why it doesn't work very well, in my opinion, or maybe you're seeing something else, but I don't think it really tells prospective employees anything about your company. It's these are both the same thing. They're kind of just like postings in the window that say, "Hey, we're hiring." But as an employee or a prospective employee, I don't know. I don't think this is going to move me from a current job that I'm maybe comfortable with, but I don't like that much and I want something better. Something like this is not going to get me to switch. Um, and it's a lot of times because most recruiters know this, and you guys do post a lot of this. You'll either post quotes like, people don't leave a job, they leave a boss, things like that. And it's because switching jobs is a huge decision. And I think that's why those things don't move the ball forward, because really you're trying to make an assessment. Okay, are the opportunities at this new company, are they going to be better than my current company? Does it have a longer trajectory in the future? I'm going to have to change health insurance. I'm going to be on some sort of probation period, so I have to worry about possibly switching and then getting fired. I'll have to learn all new systems, whether that's software or maybe they use an entirely different system of equipment, whatever it might be. I'm going to have to transfer 401ks if I'm used to having all of my software and email set up somewhere. I'm going to have to transfer that over, and the 30 other things that come with making a job switch. Now, if you're just hiring for an entry level or you have something that's not a really long term, what I'm saying doesn't really apply. But when it comes to a company where you're building something and you want to have good employees that are going to show up and actually want to have a career with you, you kind of need to give them a little bit more. And this is not a snap decision either. People make this decision over time. They look at what they're doing now and then they kind of wait and see if something better opens up. And so that's where I want to talk to you about using content to connect with those prospective employees. Um, and this is something that you can do over time. This isn't like, I'm not going to tell you you're going to put out one video and suddenly the waves of employees are going to come in. Maybe you can do that with a certain ad strategy. I don't know how to do that, but here's what I'd recommend is you post content on a consistent basis that shows what it's like to work for the company. And this can be something as simple as filming the executives talking about the work culture, on the job training, and then the different benefits that are available to employees and why you guys offer them. Maybe there's a competitive advantage there over other employers in the same space. And then also talk about some of the huge projects that you're working on and then the opportunities to grow within your company. I think a lot of people miss this last one because they don't really necessarily view that as um, like a hiring piece. But look, when I talk to all these different business owners that they tell me all the time, "Hey, we're struggling to find good people. We're dying to really get good people because we're falling behind." I'm like, "All right, well, what are you working on?" They're like, "We have this contract that we just got. We're going to be working for 3 years. It's at least X amount of millions of dollars, and we're going to have to do X, Y, and Z because this previous competitor fell off, and we need to be able to make sure that we can fill these roles and do it well." And in my mind, I'm even thinking like, all right, well, how do I help those companies with a different content and get them to this next level? But from an employee perspective, that's like 50 different jobs that could be created. And a single person could jump into something like that. And within 3 years, you could get promoted 5 times because that opportunity is there. The influx of money is there. The management skills that are going to be required to manage something like that are there. And at the end of that 3 year contract, the amount that that company is going to know from experiencing that, from doing that, and the opportunities that that's going to put a new employee into and the situations and the way that they're going to have to learn, that's a friggin' career launch pad right there. And I don't think people talk about these big projects that they've got going on, because that kind of stuff excites somebody who's a good employee who wants to work hard, but is kind of at a job where they're stuck. But if they're at the job where they're stuck and they're kind of comfortable and they're making enough money and it's kind of fine and they can just put it in a box and it doesn't take away from their family time or it doesn't take away from like the other things that they like to do. You posting this is not going to move the ball forward. I personally don't think it is. I could be wrong. And that's why I want to hear from you. But that's why if you can start to create content that's like this, where you talk about these different aspects, you're much more likely over time to attract the right person because over the course of 3 months, as that's going on, somebody can get a sense of the company, what it's like to work for you, everything like that. I'm starting to ramble now, but you get what I'm saying. So, what do you think hiring managers, marketing managers, sales managers? Let me know if I'm wrong or if I'm missing something, or if you're incorporating this now, like my shower door, my architectural glass, they do a great job of incorporating this stuff. I see it all the time, but I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you think, and we'll take it from there. But guys, thank you very much for your time. Have a good one.